Hi everyone. So the topic of today's lesson is going to deal with the issue of personality and behavior, in particular how personality affects behavior. So up to this point, if you think back as to what we've covered, we've looked at exactly what is meant by personality and some of the influences on personality development. Moreover, we've also looked at the processes that affect personality development, primarily by considering three theories of socialization. And then most recently, we considered what some of the primary agents of socialization are. So now we're at a point where I'd like to consider once again how your personality actually does affect your behavior. So in order to do this today, we're going to take a look at a few personality tests, and you're going to have the opportunity to actually take some of these tests, or at least partial tests. Now, probably one of the most famous personality tests out there is the Myers-Briggs personality test, which you may be familiar with and may have even participated in the past. When we look at the Myers-Briggs, for example, the purpose of this test is to basically make the theory of psychological types, and psychological types is something that was discussed by Carl Jung. But anyways, the purpose is to make these psychological types basically useful in people's lives. So the theory itself is based on the assumption that there's different attitudes and functions of consciousness. So you may recall that we've also been talking about this sense of self, this conscious awareness of understanding that we all possess distinct personalities. So understanding self will get us to the point where, yes, we understand that we have personalities. By examining some of the personality types, we can start to gain some further inferences on how these personalities affect us as we live in organized societies. So, continuing with the Myers-Briggs, for example, the essence of the theory is that seemingly random variables on behavior are actually quite orderly and consistent. And due to basic differences in the ways individuals prefer to use their perception and judgment, we will end up with a variety of different personality types. So the second, or I would say perhaps the competitor here to the Myers-Briggs would be the Keirsey temperament sorter. This is another personality test, and the reality is there's a number of commonalities between the Keirsey temperament sorter and the Myers-Briggs. For example, Michelle Collins, who wrote a piece talking about understanding personalities and how they can lead to better performances, noted that both of these personality measures tend to examine either, what excites a person, and how these processes of how the person, I should say, processes the information in their particular environment. Moreover, I guess we could say a general commonality here is how both of these measures consider how people make decisions. Okay, how do people want to live their lives, if you will? All right, so those are some of the commonalities, but as far as some of the differences are concerned, I think the biggest difference here, if we look at the Myers-Briggs versus the Keirsey temperament sorter, is that the Myers-Briggs focuses on how people think and feel. All right, how people think and feel, whereas the Keirsey measurement tends to focus on people's behaviors. All right, so I would like to take a look at both of these today. And you may ask yourself, what's the value in doing this? Well, we already addressed the fact that we want to consider how personality affects behavior. But I would say one of the greatest values in looking at our personality more closely is that it holds a lot of potential for self-reflection, right? It holds a lot of potential for self-reflection. All right. Oftentimes when you get the results of these personality tests, what they'll do is essentially identify an area, that can be further developed. All right. Or perhaps it will identify an area of your personality that is currently undervalued, that may actually turn out to be an asset. So what I want to do here is talk about how we're going to address both of these activities today. So I'm not going to have you necessarily take the Myers-Briggs test today, but what I'm going to ask you to do is to take a look at a TED Talk that discusses the Myers-Briggs. So you have, a little bit more knowledge about the foundation of this personality test. But then I am going to have you go ahead and take a sample here of the Keirsey temperament sorter. So you'll see down below here in one of your tasks, I provided a link for you to go ahead and take a sample Keirsey test. It is a Keirsey test. Here's the deal though. When you work through this test and get to the end, it's going to pose to you a few options. We're not looking to buy anything here, okay? Just to make that clear. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to buy anything. We are simply going to use the free information that it presents us with. And the information that it's going to present us with here at the end is basically going to be what your specific type is. And as you'll see, there's 4 types. And then what it will give you for free here are the core characteristics of your personality. All right, the core characteristics of your personality. What I'd like you to do here is to take that information and record it on your personality organizer under activity C. All right, remember your personality organizer is found in your class notebook in the notes tab labeled exactly that, personality organizer. So after you have those results, there's one more step that I'd like you to complete. You'll notice in the text in Schoology here, I have included a little visual that includes the subtypes for each of the primary personality types. And for each of the primary personality types, there's 4 subtypes. I simply want you to take a look at the subtypes that correspond to the category that was presented in the results of your test and pick out one of those. And also take note of the code. So it'll be a 4-letter code that goes along with it. At this point, the code in your selection there is, essentially random. I just want you to pick one, and I want you to take note of that on your personality organizer as well in the activity C box. We will return to that at a later point in time in class, and I'll talk more about the code, and we'll further explore the code at that time. So that's as far as you have to take the personality test at this point. So in the subsequent days to follow here, we will take another assessment or 2 regarding personality, and then we'll start to tie all of this back together. Okay, so have fun today, and we will see you soon.